Hello, Instagram. How do? Drinking whiskey at 3 p.m. Like a boss. Like a boss. Hello, Sophia. Welcome, welcome. Yes, big up, Barney. Welcome to everybody coming through for the first ever installment of Loose Lips. I'm excited. I'm excited about this project. I've reached out to a lot of people behind the scenes who I just get a real good vibe and energy off, and obviously people who know me, Positive Brother, that's what I'm here to do. And obviously in these times I wanted to reach out to a lot of people and see if we is the spirits of the people just by having a general chat. So that's what I've done, and I've got an amazing set of people for you. I'm just connecting with
Hello.
my first guest now. Hello,
Hi.
Spire, you right?
Yeah, you.
I'm good, respect. Good to see you. Good to see you
Nice to see you.
over virtual world.
Yes.
So everyone who's tuning in, welcome. It's Sapphire. Do I pronounce it Sapphire?
Yeah, Sapphire.
Sapphire,
Sapphire.
like the gem.
That like the gem, yeah.
But seeing as I'm Bradford, your Leeds, so I bet you get a lot of Sapphire rather than Sapphire. You know, inflammation of the Sapphire.
Ooh. That's a good question. I think I remember my mum's always telling people how to correctly say my name, yeah.
That's a
I haven't thought
proper
about that for a while.
That's a proper mum's thing. I was speaking to my mum yesterday, and we were just having a bit of a laugh. And I says, "Oh, I am a bit of a weirdo." And she took proper offence. She went, "You're not a weirdo." And I went, "I am a weirdo, mum. Come on, you made me a proper weirdo." Embrace it. It's good. It's good being weird. And she wasn't having it. And then she went, "Well, I don't like you calling yourself a weirdo. And also, it took me ages to get used to people calling you Brownie. Because my real name's Ben Brown. So obviously, there's a
Right.
surname. The nickname's Brownie. But she was like, "Oh, it took me a while to get used to that, Ben. I'm telling you." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah. I
lockdown is
bet, I
bringing
bet, I
all the
bet.
secrets out, mum. It's bringing out all the secrets." But
Mm.
no, thank you for joining. You're the first guest.
I know. Pressure.
Doom, 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 under pressure.
Exactly.
What are you sipping on?
Earl Grey.
All right. You see, I proper indulged in lockdown, and I'm on the whiskey.
Yeah.
I
I
had
need
to
to.
all big. I had to all big time. There's juice as well. There's more juice than whiskey. It just sounded more rock and
Yeah.
roll. I feel like.
I'm trying to watch out on the booze because it proper affects my sleep. So
Do you know what? Right. What would you say your sleeping pattern is? Do you have a regular sort of? It reaches a time, hit the hair.
yeah, I'm trying to, yeah. So I've been going to bed between 11 and 12 every day mostly, and then I usually get up about 7ish.
Yeah.
Um yeah, sleep's really important for me because I'm not one of them people that just conks out. I'm like moving, legs fidgeting, like I'm just hyped. I'm
Takes you a while
hyperactive.
to de-wind.
Yeah, exactly. So booze in the week is just not the one for me. Like it disrupts my sleep. So in the week, I'm trying to be really good, and then at the weekend, maybe I'll have a little glass,
What's your alcoholic tipple of choice?
gin and tonic.
Yes. Shout out if any reps from Bombay Sapphire are
Oh yeah, Bombay Sapphire.
that's it, isn't it? You see, it's all linked. It's the universe.
What's
Synchronicity.
yours? What's
Well,
yours?
a bit of G&T, but I'm a Jack Daniels man. You know what, right? I wouldn't have hairs on my chest if it weren't for Jack Daniels. Honestly, Jack Daniels proper took me through puberty.
Did it? What do you have it straight or what?
Well, do you know what, right? I'm glad you've asked that because I used to start off with a bit of Coke, and then I realised that the Coke was it'd syruped it down, and then I sort of
Right.
stopped drinking Coke altogether, and then I tried to find a
Yeah.
mixer for ages, so I went left field and drink it with cranberry juice, which is really nice.
Ooh. Yeah.
But because I was struggling for a long time to find a mixer, I thought, you know what? Let's see it neat, and now I'm a neat guy.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Jack,
yeah.
Jack Daniel's neat. So did you? That was your drink that you started off in adolescence, yeah?
Yeah, so right. I'll throw this back to you.
No,
But
it's
you
pretty
know when
strong.
you chilled. You grew up Leeds. I grew up Bradford. So there was this thing
Yes.
when you were about 13, 14. We'd
Yeah.
go out, we'd chill in the
Yeah.
park, and you'd get
And
on
we'd get
certain.
absolutely
Do you
rat
know what I
ass.
mean?
And
It's
just for
a rite of
everyone
passage.
just for everyone that's watching who's like following me from London, we're from West Yorkshire.
Yes,
So
the
Leeds,
West Side.
yeah, so Leeds and Bradford is in West York. So just for anyone that's listening.
Yeah, and anyone who's watching in America, Yorkshire is Winterfell on Game of Thrones. We're the good guys.
Oh,
We're the good people. But yeah, so what's mad is like when you like chill in the park and stuff, we'd be like, I don't know, it was vodka. Like, I can't drink vodka now. I don't like the smell of vodka. It like
no, yeah,
triggers
me
me.
too.
And then you'd also have like the mate who'd try out do everyone. And I remember Pernod. Like one time when we were on like Pernod, and I don't like Pernod.
What's Pernod?
So Pernod is I think it's from the Czech Republic, and it's basically they cook it up like it were brown, and we didn't do that. It was just in a bottle, but they cook it up. That's how they really have it, and it's meant to make you hallucinate. So it's proper like crazy. So we had.
I've never heard of Pernod.
Yeah, man, get involved with Pernod. So we were on the Pernod vibes, and then when we started going to clubs or like bars, like one of my boys, Steve Rocky, was like, it was at the time of like early 2000s, so it was like the Strokes were huge and Libertines were ace, and he was
Yeah.
proper like an indie head, and he got me into like more of that side of it as well. And we
Right.
went to a bar called Queen's Hall in Bradford. Shout out anybody from Bradford remembers Queen's Hall. And we used to sit at bar and drink Jack Daniels and smoke Hamlets thinking there were cigars, because that's how rock and roll we wanted to be.
Wow. Okay.
So I've been on Jack Daniels for a good double decade
That's
now, yeah.
We started on vodka, Glen's vodka, and we used to drink Lambrini as well. And we used to drink MD 2020 as well.
Yeah, 2020.
And Hooch as well.
Hooch is making a revival.
Yeah, it's all right. It's very sugary, but it's fun for one or two.
Yeah,
Look at me. I sound like a health guru. That.
It like not through the week though.
Not through the week, I know. God.
But it's like what do you call it? Recorder leagues.
Nice and sweet.
Are too sweet.
Someone just said Mad Dog 2020 big ups.
Yes, mate. Shout out Dom. He knows plenty about the beverages. Next time we're up in Manchester,
disgusting. Our alcoholic intake as adolescents was criminal.
Yeah, do you know how criminal it was? If anybody admits that they liked alcohol when they first tried it, they're lying. We just all sort of got used to it because we thought that's what adults do, and it proved our age.
We were just like running. I don't know what we were doing, but we wanted to run away from something.
Maybe find it at the bottom of a bottle.
Yeah.
That was the real original lyrics of Christina's Gene in a Bottle, but then the writers had to change it.
Yeah, to make it more like popular for the popular charts kind of thing.
Yeah. So amazing. I wanted to reach out because obviously I'm a fellow stand-up comedian, a fellow northerner. I still live up this side of the way, so I wanted to really reach out and see like how being northern in London as an entertainer, how does it work? Like, how are you finding it? How are you adapting?
Ooh, good question. Where to start with that? I think what I do, like creating, writing, presenting, I don't know that many people who are northern really who are doing it, but there's definitely people in the field that I admire, such as AJ Dodu. I think she's from Bolton. She's got the same agent as me. She's super cool. And then there's a really amazing writer called Liam Williams. He's from Leeds.
Yeah, he's a comedian. He did one of the most amazing opening jokes ever about... Well, I can't say it because it'll ruin the punchline. But yeah, he's incredible.
He's awesome. They're two people that stand out to me. I think it probably maybe benefits me being a presenter and being from Yorkshire and still having the accent, because it probably makes me stand out. But at the same time, I'm assuming, no one said it to me, but I'm sure there's been instances then when maybe I haven't got jobs, or where people have had to take a bit more time to get to know me because they haven't really met many people from Leeds before.
Well, leaning on with that, because a lot of your style is very much handheld mic on the street, speaking to real people, getting real opinions.
Hmm.
and almost looking to gain the views of different people throughout society on different topics. So
Yeah.
how, when general public when they're approached by you, how do they respond to, British black
Oh.
northern lass?
Well, I don't know. No one's told me, but I think that because I'm northern and black, I think they want to speak to me more. I think, I'm able to probably get into certain situations with members of the public because I sound different. So I think they're a bit more interested, like, oh, who's, what was
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Where you from?
you've almost caught them in an air of like surprise because they took him by the accent, and before they know it, they're in a conversation.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah, I see
I
that.
think it helps. I think it definitely helps. And also, people say that people like our accent, don't they?
It's friendly. It's friendly. Like I've got a
Mm,
bit in my stand-up where I'm on about Northern has been friendly.
yeah,
It is. It's really good.
yeah. People always say that. Mm,
I was going to lean on to that then. So, do you feel that, as much as it angles you into a situation to maybe get more conversations, do you feel
mm.
a lot of the responses that you get are because they're speaking to you and they probably say it differently in a different circle? Or do you feel like they've been genuine? Because a lot of your interviews, a lot of people do feel more open to embrace your questions and speak up. But I wonder if you've ever thought it's gone the other way as well.
Or what when they've not wanted to
Well,
speak
no,
up?
they've spoke with you, but they've held something back because, like, for example, when you were on about, is the male privilege in society and you're speaking to a lot of men, what they might say to you might be different what they're saying in their social groups or their
Oh, right,
WhatsApp
yeah.
group. So do you ever feel people holding
That
back or you're not getting the truth out of them?
in that male privilege video, that was actually a really successful shoot. So many. Have you watched the whole of that video?
No, no, I got halfway through.
All right. Well, yeah. Actually, I was really surprised with a lot of guys on that video. They really actually they discussed it quite truthfully. But I don't know. I don't know if people are being truthfully honest, but I would imagine that some people definitely hold things back. And also, like, sometimes I shoot in quite wealthy parts of London. Like,
Yeah.
people are protecting their work, their lives, their careers. You know, they can be quite careful with what they say. But I do think that I am able to quite often get people to reveal themselves.
I think that.
But of course, not always.
I think you've got a good nature to you, and I think that it's. I like your angle when you're asking. I think it's quite direct, but without being intimidating. I don't think
Mm,
you're like one of those who sort of takes 20 minutes to ask a question and sort of stutters.
mm.
It's almost like you ask and it's on it, and I think that maybe
Yeah,
like rebounds a similar response from the
yeah,
people speaking
yeah,
with.
yeah. I think those white privilege video I did a few years ago in Bank, that did really well, and everybody was like, "What?" and wanted to watch it, and also everyone seemed so surprised that people said such like quite a lot of people had intelligent responses. Not everyone, but obviously that's what you expect. But quite a lot of people were quite truthful. It was almost like I felt when I did that video, it was almost like people have been waiting for someone to ask them this question for years. And like I just felt like people were like, oh, finally I get to say something. Like finally I get to reveal that I don't think like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
That's what it felt like.
yeah. A bit of a release for him.
Yeah, big time. And also, yeah, I think they were just, I do think when it comes to race, I think we can have some really interesting conversations where people are allowed to say the wrong thing. And, it doesn't, we don't have to die because of what people sometimes are saying. It's okay. Like, we can just have a chat. Like, we can just talk it out. And if things get said that are wrong, it's okay. Do you know what I mean?
100%. I think that a key to what you're doing, and again, I'd like to link myself with sort of how I go about it, is that we have to create a
Hi, Phoebe.
pardon? Oh,
Sorry.
Phoebe, same. Shout outs. Yes, Phoebe.
Yes, Phoebe.
Yeah, I'd like to sort of lean on that, and I think that maybe in society we have a bit more of a responsibility to embrace the just the level of difference of opinion, because we
Yeah.
all sort of accept what should be right, but the more
Yeah.
that we sort of flaunt that, then
Hmm.
it's almost like people feel a bit submerged and don't reveal their true self, which then
Yeah.
almost then sparks off into little conversations that then builds momentum, which then, you know, like I've seen one of your videos as well, or I think I saw a comment that you put, but like sort of like splinter groups of, you know, far rights or a lot of that side can be built up because there's numbers in voices that aren't been listened to.
Yeah,
Whereas if
that's
there's
right.
someone listened to at the start, then at
Hmm.
least they can be guided through a
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
clearer
Yeah.
point
Yeah.
of view.
Absolutely. And also, you know, more of these splinter groups emerge in times of austerity when people are suffering more, and that's, you know, exactly what has happened in UK, USA. But let's see what happens with these kind of things, because now we're living in a pandemic. What's going to happen after this?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because you know, it would be crazy not to sort of focus on it, but you know, I don't want to cover
Mm.
it a lot because I think it's
Oh no,
got
it's
quite
okay. Yeah.
a heaviness to it. But I want to come at it from the angle of like the
Yeah.
positives, because I think what this has revealed is it doesn't matter race, wealth, gender, anything like that. Everybody's vulnerable, and I think there's a
Hmm.
collective unity in that, and I think that there's
Hmm.
a real human endeavor and a spirit that's impenetrable. I really
Hmm.
feel that, and I think that at the other
Mm.
side of this, I think there'll be a lot more community, and I think there'll be just a lot more appreciation and gratitude for the simple things that we have.
I think so. Yeah. I was watching the live yesterday as well. And somebody was saying in their live that since this has happened, when they're showering, they're really appreciating the smell of their shower gel and the
Yeah,
texture of their shower gel. Like, I enjoy cooking, but at the minute, I'm really enjoying cooking. Like, I'm going on YouTube, I'm like, YouTubing numerous recipes and like finding out about different ingredients. I've been making like really healthy hot drinks recently.
Earl
And I
Grey.
Googled like, oh, great. Well, I Googled the benefits of cloves the other day, and then I went and bought some cloves and made like a little hot drink with like cloves and turmeric. So, yeah, people are really appreciating the small things. I agree.
Do you know what? There's a sketch for you there, right? And when you say like, "Oh, I've just been at shops, I bought some clothes," and then just put some loads of like your laundry in a mug, see how much you can like squeeze in, like, "Oh, healthy clothes." Like, can have that for free. When that goes viral, just
Oh,
shout me.
thank you, love. I'll tag you. I'll tag you.
But I think off the sort of back of that, you know,
Mm.
you I think it's clear that your political sort of leniency, shall we say, are very apparent in your videos, but it doesn't stop you. It doesn't stop you reaching out to people who may be completely polar opposites. So you've got a lot of balls. Like, I'm just gonna say it real 100, man. I think you've got a
Really?
lot of balls. I think like you really like to put yourself in a situation that is for the it's for the conversation. It might not be in your personal best interest, but it's for the conversation, which is everybody's best interest. So,
Mm.
you know, when that the male privilege one came out, that was before the Me Too movement, and it weren't quite
Mm.
like I'd say as topical topic as it might be now. So how
Mm.
do you sort of stick to your laurels? You know, how do you sort of think I want to speak up on that and then go out and deliver it? Because I think a lot of people tend to hide behind other things to maybe get them noticed, and then maybe trying to
Mm.
put that into the work. If you
Yeah.
sort of see what I'm saying.
Yeah, 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 definitely. I think as a broadcaster, ideally you're unbiased. Um, but I used to do quite a lot of activism about 4 or 5 years ago. I was in a political direct action group called Sisters Uncut.
Can you
And
tell us a bit more about that?
yeah, Sisters Uncut. So we were like a direct feminist action group, and we fought against the cuts to domestic violence services. So, you know, I used to work in television as a researcher, and then after work, I'd go to meetings and I'd be taking notes and we'd be planning actions. We had fun. There was one action in the summer where I wasn't there at the time, but the group, we burst through the barriers at a film about the suffragettes. and everybody, you can Google it, everybody was laid down linking arms, and there was a time where we threw red dye into the water fountains at Trafalgar Square, and the red dye was to represent people's blood who have died at the hands of the domestic abusers. So I've always been quite political, you know. I've always been an entertainer as well. I was always getting sent out at school. I was always the class clown. I was always on class report. I was always singing and look at me, look at me. But then I always used to like stand up for people. I've just looking back, I've always kind of been this way. Do you know what I mean? You look at my school reports, it'll say Sapphire's very bright, but she struggles to concentrate throughout class. Like I've always kind of been like this, and then I just thought, right, you know, I moved to London and I wanted to become a presenter, and you know, it was hard to get going initially, and then I realised that, you know, I guess social issues was a thing that I cared about. And then I finally met people that were similar to me who wanted to shoot. And then I guess these were the topics that we were shooting without really thinking about the final steps of like becoming like a broadcaster, etc. Where this kind of, you know, I probably won't cover topics like this if I were to work for major channels. But at the time, I think I was just doing things that interested me.
Do you think that's powerful to the energy of the work, because you're not doing it to sort of be seen, you're doing it because you feel it, and the consequence of that is you get seen? Do you know what I mean? Like it'd be quite easy to look at stuff and be quite topical and not really have an interest in it, but you're doing stuff you've got an interest in that then people vibe with. But then, you know, maybe through helping the movement, and I'm a massive spiritual believer in synchronicity, and I think maybe different pockets of the energy rose, and before you know it, what you were speaking about is now like national news, and it's not as a taboo subject to speak about. So yeah, I really respect the fact that you just go, you're doing it because it's what you're interested in. You know, you've managed to somehow merge the loves that you do, because even when I watched the bit when you were on about Brexit on the day of Brexit, and like you still, it's almost like you ask a question, but you still got that northern cheeky charm that's not like, you know, no one's gonna be like, what do you mean, eh? It's like, you know, you can probably tell which side you were on, but even when you're speaking to the other side, they're still like, oh yeah, fair. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, right, look, I grew up in Leeds, you know what I mean? Like, my mum grew up with National Front, do you know what I mean? Like, we've seen, like, I've been around this vibe all my life, do you know what I mean? Like, this is just how it is. Like, what do you want me to do about it? What am I gonna do? Go around and, like, knock everyone out that voted for Brexit? Do you know what I mean? Brexit's done. It's here.
Yeah.
It's finished. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but I think on the flip, I think another point is, you know, you've moved to London. It could be easy to forget that. It could be easy to forget the roots that are instilled. Like, I'm the same. I remember my mum telling me when she was growing up, National Front were flying outside her school. I remember getting on buses in the 90s and Combat 18 stickers were all around and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's real. It's real.
It's real. It's real. It's real.
It's good that you're still speaking on the things that are passionate to you. Like, for example, the activism group that you were in. Like, my mum's social worker, and she's worked with Bradford Women's Aid and Leeds Women's Aid. So it's a cause that's close to my heart as well. And it's things like, how can we, in our mediums of entertainment, be it comedy, presenting, or anything like that, how can we shine a light on it that it gives people attention to it, but it doesn't come across as preachy or too heavy? And I think that's a mastery in itself.
Big time, yeah. The thing is, right, like, you know, people don't want to be told what to do. The best way to try and influence people is to live that life yourself. People will copy your actions, but nobody wants to be told what to do. And don't get me wrong, like, sometimes I do get a bit preachy. I try not to be, but sometimes I'm like, oh my God. And what I've been trying to do recently is actually just trust that other people can see it as well, rather than being like, I can't help sharing stuff sometimes because I'm like, I get angry, but I'm just like chilling. I'm just using that anger for something else now, and just hoping that people can see what I can see. And but yeah, there is a fine line. There is a fine line.
I think you nail it though. I think It'd be
Thank
interesting to
you.
see the full footage you get to the bit that's edited because I think it's really put together really well as well. Do you know what I mean?
Thanks.
But
Thank you.
like from a 3 minute or a 10 minute video, there's probably 2 full days worth or a day's worth or you know what I mean? There's all that like
Mm.
so.
Oh
There's a lot.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of the other side which it'd be interesting to see sort of that side, almost like a vlog around the
Oh,
actual
cool.
final piece. I think
Yeah,
that'd be really like a good like outlet to also cover the side of what you've said so people get do you know what I mean like maybe a
yeah,
different vision of the final piece so it shows what you looking to maneuver and then the end result.
yeah.
I think that'd be
Okay.
pretty cool. I also I just wanted to touch on as well.
Yeah.
I saw one of your videos and it was like a Tinder sort of
Oh yeah,
vibe for the election, which was a really cool
yeah,
like concept and stuff. What do you think
yeah.
of Keir? What do you think of the new Labour leader?
Oh, to be honest with you, I this always happens whenever Labour don't win. I after we get trounced, I usually just go bye. Um, oh, man, Jeremy was so good. So I don't know if I don't think we'll ever get a leader like that. But I'll probably always still vote Labour for the time being. I know he's a lawyer. Is he a lawyer?
Do you know what he seems on a level, you know. He really
Is
does. I
it?
remember in the election time before I even knew him, and he was still like debating when everyone was like leaving, and he was like listening to the backbenchers a lot as well and giving them a chance to speak. And
Oh, was it?
he really showed leadership qualities. He did. So that's when he first came on my radar, and I was like, yeah, he's pretty cool. He seems on a level.
All right,
So,
all right.
so
I'll take your word for it.
yeah, watch him be proper bad, and you'll be like, you see, you'll be like putting it back to me. But do you get to come back up? Do you get to come back up? How do you get to split your time between back home and London?
Um, you know what? I go through phases. Sometimes I'll come up loads, like I'll come up once a month for like 3 months, and then sometimes I come up now and again. I think it's definitely more difficult now, but I come up now and again, not loads, not anymore. I come up for like my grandma's birthday, or like I come up for like I try and come to like the really important stuff, family stuff or friend stuff. I try and come up as much as I can. I definitely don't come up as much as I should. I definitely
It's
don't.
hard though, isn't it? I mean, even when I go down to London, it's a bubble. It's like you've got everything that's there, and then you're like, well, why do I
Mm,
need to leave? And that's why I need to leave. Because I'm like, I'm getting caught in it. I need to get back.
yeah,
I need to get
yeah,
back.
but also like I do when I do come home, I do appreciate being at home. Like my friends are funny. Like when I come home, I proper belly laugh. Like I
Do you know
come
what?
home. Mm,
Do you have your friends who like from school or early
yeah,
days? So like they
yeah,
don't care where you're at. They'll just call out something from like when you were 7, and you're like, ah,
yeah,
like it's still raw.
yeah.
It's still like it
High
takes you
school.
back.
Yeah, people, because I always think I remember everything, and then sometimes someone will say something, and they went, "Yes, Saf, that's what you did," and I was like, "Did I?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that. But my friends at home make me laugh so much, and also when I'm with my friends, because I've forgotten actually, like uh, the jokes that we have, figure of speech. When I go home, I'm like, "Oh, that's why I do that," because honestly, down here, like literally none of my friends are from Leeds, like. And I forget why I say certain things or why I find certain things funny. And then when I go home, I'm like, oh, that's why I find it funny. Like I am losing a little bit of myself, to be honest with you.
No, well, one thing because obviously, I mean, I've got a few more moments. If you're happy to continue chatting and stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
perfect. Thank you for your time as well, man.
No
Respect.
worries. Thanks for shouting me out, coming for me.
No,
Thank you.
100%, 100%. Now, one of the things I want to ask about, right, is I were on your LinkedIn and you've been on two. Well, one of my favourite shows and one show that I just don't understand, but everyone loved it. So, first off, right, Son, Sex, and Suspicious
And
Parents
suspicious
was
parents.
ace. That was whoever come up with that, give him a knighthood, right? That is P1. That is amazing. So, what was your
Yeah.
role in that? Was you actually out in resort with the parents as they're watching what their kids were getting up to?
No, I was with the production team. I was on the editorial team. That's when I was a runner. So yeah, when I first started in television, I was on a running scheme for like 6 to 8 months. So whoever's listening, a runner is someone who starts off in television making coffees, teas. You get to go to like creative meetings and come up with ideas. You get to go on shoots and help out with like booking taxis, sorting out food, going to the shops, or just like looking after contestants.
Is it a good
And
entry level way in? Is it a good like?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Do you
yeah.
get a
I
lot
really
out of it?
liked. Yeah, I enjoyed running. You're always on your feet. You've always got something to do. Usually, you have a little bum bag. You have a little pad and a pen, and you start the day, and you might have to go and like sellotape um, some signs to the wall about filming. You have to sort out release forms. So before you appear on Sunsex and Suspicious Parents, you have to sign a release form. I had to do that, and like you get some money to buy food, and you're always busy and fiddling about. I enjoyed it. So that was, I think, the first shoot I did. I went to where did we go? We went to Bulgaria. That was it. We went to Bulgaria, and it was actually a disabled woman that was on that show with her best friend, and it was her first holiday since I think she'd lost part of her arm. That was so cool. Like Hillary, who was the director, I still speak to her. She was super fun to work with, like super calm, super trusting. And yeah, it was just our job basically. Oh yeah, I did too. I did Bulgaria. We went to do you know that beach where all the British people go in Bulgaria? What's it called?
Nah. Shall I
There's a
Google it?
beach. Yeah, there's a beach in Bulgaria that loads of British people go and get off the faces. Um, we went there. Um, yeah, and I had a really good time actually. Like it was just it was long days, but the team was just really cool. And yeah, we throughout the night when they're clubbing, I had to keep an eye on where they were.
So what's that
Um,
like? Are you like trying to be? Do they know you're with them? Are you trying to hide
yeah,
from them?
yeah.
Is it like proper like James Bond spy espionage stuff? Like psh, they've gone to the next bar. Follow, follow.
So we're the editorial team, so we're filming them, so they know us, they know the runner, they know the researcher, they know the camera person, and then the parents will be with like chaperones or whatever. And I think the key, the idea about being a runner or working in television is just to get on with people. So it's just about them being able to talk to me. Sunny Beach, that's it. Ricky said
Sharp,
Sunny Beach.
remember that one?
Yeah, yeah, Sunny Beach. So yeah, as a runner, I think to be honest with you, my job is just to make sure we've got everything. We've got enough food, we've got a location, we've got the taxis ready. If one of the contestants wants me to hold a bag, I'd hold the bag, that kind of thing. So it's just being able to get on with people. And then the other show I worked on, Sunsex, we went to a festival in, I think it was Cambridge or somewhere like that, and it was four young lads from like Oxford or something. And throughout the whole time we were at the festival, loads of the people were going, "Oh, your son's sex suspicious parents, your son's sex suspicious parents." So they knew. And then
Ah,
after the revelation, the four boys said, "Yeah, we knew it was son's sex and suspicious parents, but we just wanted to go on the show."
but so I was going to ask, did anyone ever like have an inkling? Because it must be obvious, but like obvious if you're either shrewd or paranoid.
It was, at that time, so that was about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. At that time, when people were filming Sunsets and Suspicious Parents, often when they were filming at festivals, because we would go to festivals, a lot of the people would be going, "Oh yeah, Sunset, Sunsets." It started to get a bit obvious, so I think that was one of the reasons why they've closed the show. But they'll probably bring it back in about a few years. They might even bring it back sooner because I think there's an appetite for warm, friendly shows in this period. So you never know; it might start again soon.
Amazing. And then the second show, you were involved behind the scenes. Was it a
Gogglebox,
contestant research with
Gogglebox.
Gogglebox?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I worked on Gogglebox for a few years. Yeah, as a casting researcher. Yeah, that was also super, super fun. Um, yeah, that was really. I worked with Tommy Turnbull and Bradley Benedict. Yeah, Bradley Benedict. Yeah, that was also super, super fun. Like the only downfall about that is that I didn't drive because in casting you'll sit down with the exec and she'll say, "We want two Jamaicans from Leeds, or we want a gay couple from Wales, or we want blah blah blah, whatever demographic." And then you get a car, you get some cash, you get a hotel, and then they go away, come back in a week, and we want to see 5 recce's of this person and 10 recce's of another person. And honestly, all we do is get in the hotel, drop our bags, like do whatever, and then the next day we'll like whoever's in charge will find a location to find people, and then we'll just go for the day and just go get talking to people. Anyone that looks interesting or anyone that approaches us, because that means they're probably quite up for it, like a bit confident and stuff like that. And then we just and then we'll get to know people, and then following evening or a few evenings after, we'll go around and do a recce. And if no one knows what a recce is, it's kind of like a practice run of a shoot where you go around with a camera. We'd set up in their living room, and we'd have like a laptop with different images on the laptop playing out from the previous week, like the current news from the previous week. And then we'd just film the recce and then just leave them to it, chop it up, send it. And then on the Friday, we'd go back to London, sit in the room with Tanya, and then she would look and see who she liked. And I found Ellie and Izzy, who are still on it today, actually. I think they're the longest running members.
Fair play.
Yeah, and they're really funny. They're so Leeds as well. And to be honest with you, I was watching Gogglebox yesterday just because I wanted something warm, and I was watching Ellie and Izzy, and I thought it makes me realise who I am as well, because listening to the way they speak is exactly how I speak. But I used to work with Ellie in Fibre in Leeds like about 10 years ago.
In Fibre?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, so did Ellie on Gogglebox.
So did you know? So obviously, did you approach her because you knew her before, or was she?
Yeah. I was in Leeds, and I said, "Oh, we've been asked to find some sisters," and she went, "Oh, me and Izzy will do it." And then I didn't take her serious at first. She was like, "Yeah," and then we went round, and then they loved her.
That's it.
Imagine it.
But which other bars did you work in Leeds?
I used to work in Fibre. I worked at Nando's Bowling for like 3 years.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Just working your way down that street.
Yeah, and I used to work at another bar next to Fibre. There used to be another bar. It's closed now. I worked there. I was a shop girl there for a few months, and then I went to uni. But yeah, my last year in Leeds when I was 19, it was awesome. I just finished my A levels, like worked in Fibre. That was a really good summer actually.
Fair man, that's respect. That's respect. I had one more question. What was it going to be? It was just lent off the back of that with the Gogglebox thing. I can't think now. No. So, all right. No, this has just come to me, but the other bit will come back. You're a Liverpool fan. Do you think the league's going to finish?
I feel like it's increasingly unlikely now. I'm gutted. I can't believe it. Like, what? I can't believe that. I don't know. What do you think?
I'd like to think that you get it. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'd like to think that you get it. I think that it's deserved.
I can't believe
think it's deserved. I think we'll find out more in a couple of weeks, but I definitely think it's deserved. I definitely do.
I've read some articles about how they're going to squash all the matches down into like a month, but then all the players are saying they're going to be too tired, and I don't know.
Nah, we'll see. I pray you do. It's crazy if you don't. Like it's like as a football fan, it is crazy. It is crazy.
I can't.
If that doesn't
it is. But and then I read something that they were going to use like, is it analytical?
Yeah, I'm not down with that.
You know?
Nah. That's no. Can't do that. Just let them play.
I know, but so what? Play behind closed doors? Is that what you think?
Yeah, I reckon. Or, like, fingers crossed we'll be out by May, and then they can play in June.
I'm devastated.
Nah,
after everything, after the Gerrard slip as well.
Yeah, so he's not having the best of it, man.
I know. Whereabouts? So, do you live in Leeds or Bradford?
So I live Leeds. I live Burley. So just off Kirkstone Road. Yeah, man. LS4 shot at best bus in the 508, which connects Leeds, Bradford and Halifax. My trifecta. My magical spirit animal of a bus.
What street do you live on?
Can't be doing this. This is going out live.
Right.
One of the wood sides.
Okay. We used to congregate underneath a tree at the top of the hill opposite the shop. It's like a reddish shop.
You mean
You know that
where?
steep hill?
Yeah,
That's
where the pizza
the top of
place
the hill.
is. No, where
So
Fred's
the
pizza place, and then you go
exactly. So the pizza
further up.
place is on the right, and then you
Yeah,
go to the
yeah,
top of the hill, and there's a shop.
yeah,
We used to
yeah,
hang out on the park opposite the shop.
yeah. The Best Buy.
That's right. But
Yeah,
yeah, there, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I used to live
yeah.
just around the corner from there, and man,
Did you?
it's cool, man. Like that's what I was gonna. So, what would you say? The main differences you find between London and Leeds, like because this is where I was going. Because obviously Channel 4 now have got their new
Hmm.
headquarters that are going to be
Yep,
set in Leeds.
yep.
So how do you find? Because obviously you've had to move to London. It is quite media centric in a sense that the establishments are there, other than Media City in Manchester and stuff. But do you
Hmm.
think now there'll be a nice like spread coming out with the lead of Channel 4 in Leeds?
I really hope so. I don't see why not, to be honest with you. I think it's probably about time that more people up north had a chance to create dramas, documentaries. I think it's definitely about time, and I think it's a wise move. Um, I think I think it's about time. Like, I think who doesn't want to hear more stories about up north? Like, everything is not always, but it is. You're right. It is very London centric, and the accents I feel that you hear on television as well are always so similar. Like,
Mm.
we are a country of a range of different accents. Let's enjoy it and like bring everyone in. You know what I mean?
I 100% know what you mean. And I also think when people are seeing people that maybe represent them on telly, it gives them more of a, oh, I could actually do something like that. It's not,
Mm.
doesn't seem like a sort of roundabout way of a straight in. Like one of the craziest facts that I got from you on one of your things is that only 7% of the country go to private schools, yet they're responsible for 33% of MPs and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it just shows like what you're around breeds
Hmm.
where you can get to, really. So like I think
Mm.
the fact that there's a headquarters in Leeds might make people think, oh, actually I might start filming because I don't want to move down south, and feel it's more attainable.
I think so. And also, what I've heard as well, that since the Channel 4 headquarters has opened, I'm not sure it's fully opened yet, but since Channel 4 have moved to Leeds, loads of small production companies are opening up around the river. And
Mm.
also the new Steph show, which is she's only um she's only filming from her living room at the minute, but the show will be filmed from her studio. No, from a studio on Leeds Dock.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's very exciting again. Like, that I would love it if Leeds became like the second media city of England. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I think Manchester's got the jump on that, but even the fact
Mm,
that you're an hour away from Manchester, you're a couple hours away from London, but you've got it more on your base as well. It sort of links everything about. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool will
mhm.
probably start getting involved, and then maybe Glasgow, Edinburgh. Before you know it, you've got these different pockets where you can be like, right, bang, there we go, and
That would
do you
be
know
also
what it's
awesome.
about, right? It's about opportunity in it. That's literally what
Mm,
it's about, and I think like being able to do stuff like this on his phones. I think the opportunity to create has never been more at your hands and essential to, if you feel inspired to do something, do something. But I always feel like for me, it's almost like where can you put that outlet? Where's it gonna go? And sometimes that's what stumps my productivity, I believe. But I think that this lockdown's been good for that because I've been able to just think, you know what, just do it. And I think I'll keep that spirit more after we're back out and stuff. But I think that if, for example, there was a base in Leeds, I'd be doing something every night because I'm like, they're just there. Do you know what I mean? I'll like go there and then go bus stop. You know what I mean?
Go there, get a bus home, love.
You know what I mean? Get 33 home and that stuff off at Asda before. I
You see
mean,
that? You see that there? That's proper Yorkshire. That like that turn of phrase. That is West Yorkshire. Like, see that? Did that and go home. Like that's very unique to West Yorkshire.
no, 100%. I I love language. I wanted to ask you this as well. I think we'll finish on this because I've taken up a lot of your time and I respect chatting. But I really love language and I really love like the cadence of how certain sentences are sort of put
Me too.
together. And I
Yeah,
think
me
that's
too.
something that I really think stands people out as well as an accent. But I wanted to ask, do you have a favourite word?
Ooh, I think about this quite often. I love the word quench,
Yeah. Is that when you're
crunch.
having an Earl Grey? You're like, you want something to quench? You're like, let me get me Earl
Mm,
Grey.
a quench. I like quench, crunch. Um,
Hench. Sounds like there's a bit of a family to him.
Definitely quench. I think quench is one of my favourite words.
Yeah, fair, fair.
Hmm.
My favourite word is kaleidoscope because I love the imagery
Ooh,
that it does. But
yeah.
my side piece, don't tell kaleidoscope this. My side piece is crescendo.
Ooh, yeah. That's
Crescendo.
nice.
I love, especially when you get someone like rolling a tongue like crescendo. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hey, wait.
And my favourite accent is I love French and Spanish.
Yeah.
Mm,
Do you think
hmm
you know with any sketches? I saw the what was the egg, the Jamaican eggplant
Oh,
or
Ronda,
yeah,
Ronda,
yeah. So do you think there's any other accents that are to come out? And also, do you think there's any other sort of sketches that you've got lined up that you're looking
Ronda.
to film?
Um, I think I need to get better at my. I think I need to get better at Ronda. Anyway, she's not that good. Her accent's not good enough. Um, I haven't. I didn't go to drama school, so when I do accents, it's just off the cuff. I think I probably could do better at preparing more of my accents. Um, and I'm currently writing some sketches now, and working things out. Same with what you said about feeling that this is the time more than ever to get really, really productive. That's where I'm at as well. I'm planning an execution of more work.
Yeah, that's the right sentence. See, that had good cadence. An execution of more work.
Yeah,
Love that.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be speaking with a gent at 7 called Liddell Bryan. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yeah, I know Liddell.
Well, there you go, man. You need to link him up with some of your stuff. Like, get him involved because for me, I think he's one of the greatest like actors that is out there. I
Wow.
think
We
honestly,
went to college. We went to college together, and he goes out with one of the girls that I grew up with, Cherie.
oh, fair, fair, fair.
Liddell, not, we probably put, yeah, Liddell knows where I'm at.
Okay, well, I'll get him to hit you up as well because I know
Tell
like he's
him,
wanting to like be seen a bit more, really. But
oh, is he?
for me, like that lad just is beyond talent what he has. Like he's meant to perform and he's got a proper gift. So I'm always
What's he
trying to.
doing? What's Liddell doing these days? Is he
Well,
not
that's it.
performing?
I think he's obviously just looking after the family and stuff. I'll find out
Yeah.
later. Tune in later.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? You know what? At 6:30, I've got I can rewatch your lives though, can't I?
Yeah. They're up for 24, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip them as well and put them on Spotify if you're all right with that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, because at 6:30, there's an online storytelling Zoom thing that I'm gonna watch, but I'll definitely watch Liddell's. I'll watch it tomorrow.
All right, sick. Well, yeah. What I'll do is as well. I'll obviously say I've spoke with you. I'll look at me. I'm like the entertainment industry Cilla Black. I'm just linking brothers and sisters up here and there. But that's what it's about, man. It's the
That's
platform
an
for
idea for
people to
you.
shine.
You should do that. You should do like a live blind date.
Oh, that's a right shout. See, I gave
Yeah,
you what club,
yeah.
and you gave me like blind date. All right, that sound. I might be on that. Right, Sapphire. Thank you so much
No
for
worries.
agreeing to this. Been the first one on loose lips and just getting on a level and having a cool chat. Let me
Loose
know.
lips.
Yeah, loose lips. Loose lips. When you let me know when you're up, it'd be cool to link chat again. Any other creative projects to get involved in? Myself, I'm going to be
Mm,
going on my comedy tour in when we're allowed out. So I'll
yeah.
hit you up when I'm in London. I'd love to see you come and see what you think of the show because I think
All right then. Yeah.
a lot of the topics are a lot of like where you're at as well. You know, with what you were speaking about, and
Yeah.
I've manoeuvred it with my creative outlet to put essential things on a platform. So
Hmm.
keep doing what you're doing. Keep staying real. Keep it Yorkshire as well, man. And yeah, man, keep smashing it down there.
All right. Nice one. And thanks for everyone that listened as well.
Yeah. everyone's loved it. We've got to enjoy that, guys. Thank you, Ricky. And
Nice one, guys.
And likewise, when I rip it and send it, I'll send it you one as well, so you can share
Brilliant.
that to your heads as
Awesome.
well. Right, stay cool,
Nice
stay
one.
safe, and I'll see you on the other side, yeah?
All right, then. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
There you are, everyone. So that was Sapphire, and she was just catching life and spreading good vibes and that, yeah? So this is Loose Lips. I've got one more. I've got plenty more coming up. I've got another guest stepping on at 4, so feel free to listen, share, and feel the good vibes. I'm Ben Random. This is Loose Lips. Check you on the other side.